Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Story Library. I hope you all stay well and healthy. Starting a new story today. In a small town lived a young man named Ethan. He was 23 years old and hated being alone. Whenever he had free time, he called his friends, watched videos, or scrolled through social media for hours. Silence made him uncomfortable. He believed that happiness came from always being surrounded by people. One evening, Ethan's best friend, Daniel, got a new job and moved to another city. A few months later, his girlfriend also ended their relationship because she wanted a different future. Suddenly, Ethan found himself alone. The phone that used to ring every hour became silent. The messages stopped. The weekends became long and empty. For the first time in his life, he sat in his room and realized he didn't know how to be alone. Days passed. Ethan felt miserable. He spent his evenings staring at the ceiling. He thought his life was over because everyone had left him. One rainy night, he visited his grandfather, an old man named Samuel. Samuel lived alone in a small wooden house near a lake. Despite living alone, the old man always smiled. "Grandpa," Ethan asked, "don't you feel lonely here?" Samuel laughed softly. "No, my boy. I learned something important many years ago." "What is it?" "Learn to be alone." Ethan frowned. "I don't understand." Samuel looked at the lake. One day, everyone leaves. Friends get busy, people move away, and relationships change. If you don't learn to enjoy your own company, you'll spend your life feeling empty. Those words stayed in Ethan's mind. The next morning, Samuel gave Ethan a notebook. "Write one thing you enjoy doing by yourself every day." "That's impossible," Ethan said. "Try." The first day, Ethan wrote, "I enjoyed drinking coffee by the lake." The second day, "I enjoyed reading a few pages of a book." The third day, "I enjoyed watching the sunset." Slowly, something began to change. He realized there were many beautiful moments he had never noticed because he was always trying to avoid being alone. Weeks passed. Ethan started taking long walks. He began reading books. He learned to cook. He even started writing stories. One afternoon, he looked in the mirror and smiled. For the first time, he liked his own company. He discovered that he had dreams he had forgotten. He wanted to become a writer. He wanted to travel. He wanted to learn new things. All these dreams had been buried under noise and distractions. Being alone helped him meet himself. One day Samuel said, "Take a trip to the mountains. Go alone." Ethan was terrified. Travel alone? It sounded impossible. But he agreed. The mountain village was quiet and beautiful. At first, he felt nervous. Then he started exploring. He watched the sunrise. He listened to birds singing. He sat beside a waterfall for hours. And for the first time in years, he felt peaceful. He realized something important. Silence was not his enemy. Silence was his teacher. One evening, Ethan met an old traveler sitting near a fire. "Why are you traveling alone?" Ethan asked. The traveler smiled. "Because I enjoy my own company." "Don't you get lonely?" "Sometimes. But loneliness teaches us something." "What?" "That we need a friendship with ourselves." The traveler pointed toward the stars. "You can lose everyone in life. But if you have yourself, you are never truly alone." Those words touched Ethan's heart. After returning home, Ethan changed his life. He stopped chasing people who ignored him. He stopped depending on others for happiness. Instead, he began investing time in himself. He exercised. He read books. He wrote stories. He learned new skills. Day by day, his confidence grew. People noticed the change. "You look happier," they said. And he was. Because he had discovered something priceless. Peace comes from within. Months later, Ethan's old friends returned. They wanted to spend time with him again. This time, things were different. He loved his friends, but he no longer needed them to feel complete. He enjoyed their company, but he also enjoyed being alone. He had finally found balance. One evening, he visited his grandfather again. Samuel smiled. "You've changed." "I have." "What did you learn?" Ethan looked at the lake. "I learned that being alone isn't something to fear. It's an opportunity to know yourself." Samuel nodded proudly. Exactly. Years passed. Ethan became a successful writer. One of his books was called Learn to Be Alone. At a book event, a young woman asked him, "What's the secret to happiness?" Ethan smiled. "The day I stopped running from loneliness and started enjoying my own company, my life changed forever." The audience became silent. Then he added, "People will come and go in your life, but the relationship you have with yourself lasts forever. So take care of it." Everyone applauded. That night, Ethan stood outside and looked at the stars. He remembered the lonely boy he once was. Then he smiled, because he finally understood. Being alone does not mean you are unloved. Being alone means you have a chance to discover who you really are. And sometimes, the most important person you will ever meet is yourself.